No,
God, you what?
it's not.
That's why I don't need. That's why I ain't even want to check it. Nah, I'm mad. I'm gonna be mad all day, bro. Nah.
The reason why my daughter had a heart defect is because of his drug abuse history. Like, he was the cause of her defect. Y'all could Google this. Anybody who abuses cocaine, ketamine, which he did too. He actually OD'd on ketamine twice. Cocaine, ketamine, all those type of things, like, it causes cognitive, like, disorders and dysfunctions and shit like that. So that's why my daughter's heart was up, and he took it really hard. And I just wasn't with it. Like, I told him once I found out about his history, I was like, look, the moment you start using, I'm out.
I filed for divorce. He would not sign the divorce papers. So I'm stuck. Unfortunately, in the state of Florida, I cannot divorce him without his permission. Unless he goes to jail, convicted, or he's a mental institution patient. I am the new Joy. He do love me. I love him. That's my best friend. But unfortunately, sometimes you gotta let this person you love go so he can find himself. And I want him to find himself. I want him to get help. We do have a child together, so it is what it is. I'm not an e. We're not fighting. We all know he has issues. He needs help. He's going to get the help he needs.
See, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. The signs they attach to the basic human emotion of anger.
A few months back, you and Gunplay were here. Everything was so good. Yeah, like, what happened?
It was honestly going good.
Right.
It's when the whole chain situation came out.
Gunplay bought Rick Ross a chain.
Without my approval.
We don't give a fuck! Jesus! We don't give a fuck!
People keep saying I married this man for money. There was no money to have. Like, my dad was making sure we had, because when I met him, he was f***ed up. I married for love, not money. I wanted to help him because I felt like, as your wife, I want to support you and bring you up.
I need money.
But don't sit here and act like you was Jay-Z or some shit. Let's be for real. Like, my parents were taking care of me and a grown-ass man. Like, I just felt like, why are we gifting somebody who's a multi-millionaire a big ass chain? So that's where our beef kind of started. It's just like priorities. Like, I felt like my priorities was my daughter, her health, and our finances. His priorities were, I want this certain look. And he was just like, oh no, I gotta thank my brother. Send his ass a thank you card.
Say another motherfucking word and this shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga.
So, like, does Rick Ross be looking out for him? Like,
I had questions all the time. I'm like, hey, he's like, oh no, I don't want to bother that man. Like, you know, I don't want another man paying for my shit, but you letting my daddy pay for your shit. When I came into the picture, they weren't even on speaking terms. I don't blame him from distancing himself from Richard and us. Like, this is a lot of going on. You don't want that on your brand. I wouldn't. So we see, like, little baby them giving they $200,000 for their birthday, like, you know, shit like that all the time.
right,
So it was
yeah.
like,
so he didn't take care of you, like pay the bills.
when I met him, I had my own place.
You think it's funny, bitch? This is pimping here. I've been on Wheel of Fortune, Prices Right. Oh, bitch, it's funny. Come on with it.
Oh boy, y'all rather piss off that crew than piss off Potter.
Oh, it's funny. Keep on laughing. Bring your face over here.
Play that shit.
You know, we hanging out. He comes spend the night because he was drunk. Well, a few days turned into a few weeks. And I'm like, okay, we gonna go home. He goes, we might as well just live together. Like, I've been here. I'm like, you know what? F it. You've been here. It's been like a month and a half now. So I'm like, you know what? F it. Let's move in together.
Right.
We moved in together. We was having fun off of my dad's expense. I found out I was pregnant. We were dating. We hadn't even known each other long enough. Like, what the f am I gonna do with a whole baby right now?
Right.
And clearly he wasn't nowhere near financially stable.
Someone has to fucking flip the burgers, dumbass.
So I'm like, damn, we finna bring a baby into a broke house?
You guys would always go raw?
Yeah. Well, at first.
Like, what percent would he pull out? Like half of the time or?
Majority of the time.
Majority.
Don't be a dumbass like me. The love, the all that, it ain't worth it. Now I can go back to my real stuff.
So he was better in bed than like the other guys?
I mean,
that hood hit different.
It was good, but oh my god, it's getting hot in here.
Hey, Trey, you see that bitch over there? I see her. Now that's a lady. I bet you
Yeah, I wanted to make this gunplay video about this woman running around the internet. Well, his ex-wife is, you know, divorcee, whatever you want to call it. She running around the internet, El Flamo him, torching his ass, telling all his business, saying how he was broke when she first met him. He was broke when um, she was messing with him and stuff like that. Still broke, whatever. And I just wanted to bring up this point where dudes always go through this type of stuff. You get married with a chick, you dealing with a chick for 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years, and she turns around and she says that you're not good enough and you're done with, and she just get discarded and threw in the trash, and she's ready to move on and see what else is out there and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to bring up this point that this always happens. This happens to a lot of men and stuff like that. When you first meet a girl, she's always talking like you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, and she needs you in her life, and always having fun. Like she says, they were having fun in the relationship and all this stuff. But then turn around and say he was a drunk, he was a drug addict. You know, she's going to sit there and use all these shaming tactics. Shout out Kevin Samuels. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. She's going to turn around and say that you was a drunk and she was only having fun with you. Next thing you know, she got pregnant, but she got married with you and everything else. So I don't understand how she's going to use just the pregnancy or her choosing to have the baby. Um, to justify her dealing with a hood dude like this, a dude that she just sees as a fun time, dude that she sees as a drug addict or alcoholic or anything like that. She acts like she didn't see that at first, but clearly when she said that he's coming to her apartment, he's coming drunk, he's coming high, he's coming, intoxicated in some way, so at the end of the day, these girls, they'll be dealing with these dudes fresh out the pinta. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with these dudes that strung out, alcoholics and stuff like this, and then turn around and say there ain't no good dudes out here, or turn around and say that she didn't know that he was a drug addict or anything like this. She didn't know that he was dealing with this type of stuff or dealing with these demons, But these type of women, they're gonna turn around and act like they didn't know none of this, but was enjoying it the whole time, was in having fun, like she uses. That's her wording, She was having fun out here. She was having a great time with gunplay, until the baby came, till responsibility came, till accountability came. Now she doesn't want to say that she was really for it. She don't want to say how in love and how she was really with it. I mean, she took a whole ring from him, engagement and probably the marriage ring from him, and then turn around and be like, "Well, he's not good enough. I'm ready to move on." And my dad was taking care of everything. And El Flamo, that's all she gonna do is flame his ass now. He's torched and roasted out here. Now everybody know your business. Supposedly you're doing this, supposedly you're doing that. But we gotta take these women words like a grain of salt. Because people lie. You know, and we just can't take everybody's word for truth. We got to look up the research ourselves, or look up the the history, of everything. So that's all it is. I've just wanted to bring up this subject and point out how women always do this to men. They turn around and they point the finger and shame us and act like we wasn't good enough in the beginning, but at the end of the day, was spending 2, 3 years with somebody that supposedly wasn't good enough, supposedly wasn't up to your standard, but you were spending all this time, money, effort, and attention on this person, and you ain't see no future supposedly. But she's gonna get on the internet and act like she's the victim now, I guess, and she's gonna act like she ain't have nothing to do with, him dabbling in anything or her knowing any of this or anything like that. So, it's just part of the game. As men, we gotta realize that women do this, and we gotta watch out for women like this that's gonna torch our name at the end of the day after we gave them our last name, after we gave them everything that we had. It's too bad that we gotta sit back and watch black couples get destroyed like this. But Silence is acceptance, and we ain't having it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like it.